There are moments that begin with ordinary questions and end with unforgettable silence. There are interviews where everyone expects laughter and carefully rehearsed answers. Then there are rare moments when a single unexpected question changes the atmosphere of an entire room. That was exactly what seemed to happen on a quiet evening during what was supposed to be another routine promotional appearance. The lights inside the studio were warm. The cameras were perfectly positioned. Fans watching online filled the comment section with excitement long before the interview even started. Everyone expected conversations about upcoming dramas. They expected funny stories from filming. They expected behind-the-scenes memories and playful moments between cast members. Nobody expected the conversation to suddenly turn toward Shen Yue. For several minutes, everything felt completely normal. Miles Wei answered every question with his usual calm personality. He smiled often. He joked with the host. He even laughed while talking about embarrassing moments that happened during filming. The audience relaxed. It felt like another enjoyable interview. Then, everything changed. The host paused for a second before asking one simple question. If you had to describe your real-life relationship status today, what would you say? The room suddenly became much quieter. Miles Wei smiled politely. He looked down for a brief moment. Then he let out a small laugh that seemed more thoughtful than amused. Fans immediately noticed the difference. His expression was no longer playful. It was reflective. Thousands of viewers began posting comments before he even answered. Everyone sensed something unexpected was about to happen. He slowly looked back toward the interviewer. Instead of giving a quick response, he took another short pause. That pause lasted only a few seconds. Yet for everyone watching it felt much longer. The anticipation grew with every passing moment. Then he finally spoke. He said that people often imagine celebrities live inside perfect love stories. They believe actors experience romance exactly the way it happens on television. He gently smiled again before saying that reality is often much quieter. Sometimes life is filled with work. Sometimes schedules leave almost no room for personal relationships. Sometimes people misunderstand kindness for something much bigger. Those words immediately caught everyone's attention. The live chat exploded. Some viewers believed he was speaking generally. Others became convinced he was preparing to answer the question everyone had secretly been waiting for. Then came another unexpected moment. The interviewer carefully mentioned Shen Yue. The room instantly became silent once again. Miles Wei looked surprised. Not uncomfortable. Not nervous. Just genuinely thoughtful. He smiled softly after hearing her name. That smile alone became one of the most discussed moments of the evening. Fans immediately began sharing screenshots across social media. Some called it the smile of someone remembering a beautiful friendship. Others believed it reflected deep admiration. No one truly knew. That uncertainty only made the moment even more fascinating. The interviewer continued by asking whether fans often misunderstand friendships between actors. Miles Wei nodded gently. He explained that working together on emotional scenes creates unforgettable memories. Actors spend months learning to trust one another. They celebrate difficult scenes together. They encourage each other through exhausting filming schedules. When audiences witness that chemistry, they naturally begin imagining stories beyond the cameras. He said there was nothing wrong with fans appreciating meaningful partnerships. He understood why viewers became emotionally invested. After all, those stories had touched millions of people. Then his tone became even more sincere. He said one sentence that instantly spread across fan communities. He explained that respect is always more important than speculation. The studio became completely quiet. Even the interviewer allowed the moment to breathe. It felt less like an interview and more like someone sharing a personal reflection about life. Miles Wei continued speaking. He said relationships should never be measured by public expectations. Every friendship carries its own meaning. Every connection deserves privacy. Not every smile hides a secret. Not every shared photograph tells an entire story. Sometimes two people simply appreciate each other as professionals and as friends. Those words inspired countless reactions online. Some viewers praised his maturity. Others admired how carefully he chose every sentence. Many said they appreciated that he spoke with kindness rather than avoiding the topic completely. The discussion quickly spread across entertainment communities. Some fans analyzed every facial expression. Others replayed the interview, repeatedly searching for hidden meanings. Every pause became part of the conversation. Every smile became another topic for debate. Hours later, the interview was still trending. Entertainment pages began sharing clips. Fan communities translated different parts of the conversation. Reaction videos appeared almost immediately. Some creators believed the interview showed emotional honesty. Others focused on how respectfully he handled sensitive questions. One thing became clear. People were no longer discussing only his answer. They were discussing the calm confidence with which he delivered it. Meanwhile, fans began revisiting memorable moments from previous appearances involving Shen Yue. Old interviews resurfaced. Behind-the-scenes clips returned to people's timelines. Photos from promotional events received thousands of new comments. Viewers started remembering moments they had almost forgotten. A shared laugh during a press conference. A supportive glance while filming. A funny conversation during a variety show. Each memory seemed to gain new meaning in the eyes of devoted fans. Some believed they had discovered hidden clues. Others reminded everyone that meaningful friendships do not always need dramatic explanations. That balanced perspective earned praise from many viewers. As the evening continued, another interesting detail caught everyone's attention. The interviewer asked whether constant public curiosity ever became overwhelming. Miles Wei smiled once more. He admitted that attention from fans is something every performer appreciates. Without audiences, there would be no stories to tell. Without viewers, there would be no unforgettable characters. But he also explained that every actor eventually learns how to separate public imagination from private reality. That sentence resonated with many people. It felt honest. It felt thoughtful. It reminded viewers that behind every famous face is an ordinary person trying to balance work, friendships, dreams, and personal happiness. The interview slowly approached its conclusion. Before ending the conversation, the host asked one final question. What do you hope fans remember most about you? Miles Wei answered without hesitation. He hoped people would remember the stories he helped bring to life. He hoped audiences would continue supporting meaningful dramas. Most importantly, he hoped kindness would always remain stronger than rumors. The studio audience applauded warmly. The interviewers smiled. Even viewers watching from home seemed touched by the peaceful ending. Long after the cameras stopped recording, the conversation continued across countless fan communities. Some focused on his thoughtful words. Others admired the respectful way he spoke whenever Shen Yue's name entered the conversation. Many agreed that whether people believed there was hidden meaning or not, the interview had demonstrated something far more valuable. Grace under pressure, thoughtfulness in every answer, respect for friendships, and appreciation for the fans who continue supporting every new project. Perhaps that was the biggest surprise of all. People expected dramatic headlines. Instead, they witnessed a calm conversation that encouraged reflection. Sometimes the loudest moments are not created by dramatic statements. Sometimes they're created by quiet honesty. Sometimes a simple smile says enough to inspire thousands of conversations without revealing every mystery. Perhaps that is why this interview continues capturing attention long after it ended. Not because every question received a dramatic answer, but because every answer reminded people that sincerity often leaves a stronger impression than sensational headlines. Whether viewers interpreted the conversation as friendship, admiration, or simply professional respect, one thing became undeniable. The evening created a moment that fans would continue discussing for a very long time. And perhaps the greatest mystery was never about relationship status at all. Perhaps it was the reminder that genuine respect has a way of speaking louder than endless speculation. This story is entirely and created solely for entertainment purposes.